In this video, we will show you how to file a Schedule MV, Used Vehicle Dealer Sales Report. We protect all the confidential information you provide to us. Schedule MV is used to report sales transaction details, including a report of sale number, vehicle identification number, selling price reported to DMV, and sales tax and/or penalties paid to DMV for each taxable transaction involving a retail sale of a used vehicle. Please make sure to include only the sales transaction details for vehicles sold in the reporting period in which you are filing. Tax is due when the sale occurs, and not when the payment is received or the registration of the vehicle is reported to DMV. If you sell a vehicle in February, receive payment from your customer in March, and register and pay the taxes and fees to DMV in March, you must report your sale on your February return. If you do not have any taxable retail sales of used vehicles for this period, please check the associated box and click Next. If you did have taxable retail sales of used vehicles for this period, you can enter your transaction details either by uploading your sales information or adding a sales record. We will cover uploading your sales information later in this video. As previously mentioned, you will be required to enter your report of sale number, vehicle identification number, selling price reported to DMV, and sales tax and/or penalties paid to DMV. When viewing a contract of sale, the cash price amount should be reported under selling price reported to DMV of your sales and use tax return. Any charges related to sales not reported to DMV, for example, document fees, smog fees, mandatory warranties, among others, should be included in your total sales. Other charges related to the sale of the vehicle, including document processing charge and smog fee paid to seller, should be included in the total sales amount reported on your sales and use tax return. DMV does not collect tax on other taxable charges, such as document fees or smog fees paid by a customer in excess of smog certification fees. Therefore, you are still required to collect, report, and pay tax, when applicable, on additional charges related to your vehicle sales on Line 1, total sales of your sales and use tax return filed with CDTFA. Please note, if you are currently not required to pay sales tax to DMV, enter a 0 in the sales tax paid to DMV field. Once DMV has notified you of your new payment requirement to pay sales tax directly to them, you will start entering sales tax and/or penalty amounts in these fields going forward. In this example, the selling price reported to DMV is $25,000. Enter the report of sale, ROS number. Please note, you must enter sales transactions on your Schedule MV that occurred in this reporting period. Tax payments made to DMV will be applied to your sales and use tax return based on the ROS date provided to CDTFA by DMV. Again, tax is due in the period when the sale occurs, otherwise known as an accrual basis, and not when your customer makes the payment or when you pay registration and tax to DMV, also known as a cash basis. Enter the Vehicle Identification Number, VIN. Next, you will enter sales tax or penalties paid to DMV. Or, if sales tax and/or penalties were not paid to DMV, enter 0. In this example, we have paid $2,500 in sales tax and $250 in penalties to DMV. Once you are done entering in your transaction details information, click the Add button. The transaction details information entered is now populated on the schedule. If you need to add more transaction details information, click the Add a Record link and follow these same steps. Once you have entered all your transaction details information, please review the schedule for accuracy. You can edit any of your information by selecting the paper and pencil icon. Once you have verified the information is correct, you will be required to enter your dealer license number. If you have multiple dealer licenses, please include them in this field. Click Next to proceed with filing your return. You may also upload your transaction details for your taxable retail sales of used vehicles by using the Upload feature. To begin, you will need to obtain the Schedule MV Excel workbook to upload. Click the blue CDTFA website link to download the Schedule MV Excel workbook, or go to cdtfa.ca.gov/schedule-mv.htm. On the Schedule MV Used Vehicle Dealers Sales Report page, select the Schedule MV Excel workbook link to download the workbook. Begin by entering in your Report of Sale ROS numbers, Vehicle Identification Numbers VIN, Vehicle Selling Price reported to DMV, and any applicable sales tax and/or penalties paid to DMV. For more detailed instructions on how to use the workbook, please click on the Instructions tab below. After you've completed entering your transaction detail, save the workbook. Then, go back to your online return. Click on the Upload button. Navigate to and select the saved workbook. Click the Upload button to populate your information into the transaction details schedule. Please review the uploaded information to ensure accuracy. You can edit any of the information you provided by selecting the paper and pencil icon, or simply upload a new Excel workbook. Once you have verified that the information is correct, you will be required to enter your dealer license number. Again, if you have multiple dealer licenses, please include them in this field. Click Next to proceed with filing your return. The sales tax and penalties paid to DMV will be used to reduce your tax and/or penalties due on your sales and use tax return, as shown on the summary page. DMV will provide CDTFA with your sales tax and/or penalty payment information. The payment amounts received by DMV will be used to reduce your tax and/or penalty due once received by CDTFA from DMV. Please note, payments received by DMV will be applied to your sales and use tax account based on the ROS date, which is provided to CDTFA by DMV. Tax is due when the sale occurs and not when payment is received or when you pay registration and tax to DMV. For example, sales with an ROS date of February 14, 2022 will be applied to your February return. This is true even if you received money from your customer or paid tax to DMV in a different reporting period. If you still have questions, please call our Customer Service Center at 1-800-400-7115, California Relay Service at 711.